Let's wait a few people to come on.
Facebook Live.
Mhm.
Yep.
I had a finger.
Hello, Patriots.
Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
friends.
What's going on?
We have a friend of ours, Sammy, with us today, and we asked him. He was kind enough to come and join us.
Why not?
This is like we talk about young generation. He's
Our youth.
yes, our future, and we just like to hear his take on the thing that goes on in the world, and just share with you.
Life for the young people nowadays, and how they see things from their perspective.
Our perspective is definitely different. Seeing things from where we are, trying to make our way in this world. I mean, we're still starting out. We're still trying to forge our own path. So we have, I guess, different challenges and different obstacles in front of us that we have to face. And for that reason, we see things quite differently than, I guess, from where you guys see things.
Yeah.
Basically, what our group is about, we kind of it's political because we don't like what goes on. I mean, world is changing.
Correct.
You know,
Yes.
people are changing. A lot of things that's happening.
Relationships,
in U.S. and all over the world. Of
Yeah.
course, we're children of immigrants, and I know what goes on. But I don't know what goes on in Russia here. But we live the American life, so
Yeah.
we are actually very concerned with what's going on, and this is what we talk to our patriots. And just my question to you, honestly, do you see, like, does this kind of react on you? You see anything that goes
Of course. I mean, the world's definitely uneasy. Everything feels on edge. Nothing is like before. Even like 5-10 years ago, it felt different. And right now, everything feels like we're poised on the edge of something big. What it is, nobody really knows yet. I mean, there's definitely a lot of turmoil, whether it be in the Middle East, whether it be here in this country, whether it be even with North Korea. Even that's kind of back on the back burner now. But
But it's a
2
very,
years ago,
very
we
big
were
threat.
still worried about them shooting
Yeah.
missiles on the West Coast. And who says they've stopped? It's just because we're not hearing about it doesn't mean it's not there anymore.
Agree.
And the media does a very good job of directing our attention to where they want us at certain times, and we need to be able to see around that.
I have a simple question. When you're out with your friends,
Yeah.
do you ever talk about anything?
No.
And nothing.
No,
So you-
I mean we're mostly car guys. We mostly talk about automotive related stuff, whether it's modifying, fixing, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But political is very, very rare that I get a chance to talk about it.
Really?
Yeah.
And when things happen in the world,
Okay.
when you see something happens in a club or place of worship or things that are happening every day in America,
Yeah.
that doesn't scare the youth?
I mean, I see most things at my age. It gets posted about on Facebook. Someone shares an article, someone says that, but like in person, nobody really brings it up.
Really?
That's really more stuff that I talk about with my parents or my family at home. Over the dinner table.
Right.
But, with
Because
friends.
they bring it up.
Yeah. Or no,
Okay.
even I bring it up. Like today I went home and talked to my parents. Like, what do you guys think about what's going on? With Iran? What do you think is going on with in
So
the
it
Iraq?
was
And-
their take.
I mean, they're pretty certain that Iran's got something up their sleeves when it comes in terms of the U.S. Because, I don't know if you guys have seen on the map, but you got Iran in the Middle East, and you got, I think, 52 different U.S. bases all around Iran. I mean, they have, just all they got to do is like shooting fish in a barrel. They got many options to pick from over there. But here, and nobody really cares. It seems like.
Unbelievable.
This is what
And
we
this
talk
is
about
what
usually.
happens, that
Yeah.
our youth is not involved. What do you think about the youth that's actually protesting all this?
To be honest, I don't know too much about that.
Okay.
I don't really hear about that. I don't have anything to form an opinion on it.
Let me ask you a very interesting question.
Okay.
Out of your circle of friends,
Okay.
do you see anybody that does not believe in your ideas as far as the political version of how things are?
Well, yeah. I mean, in my circle of friends, I'm the black sheep out.
Really?
Why? Why would you
I
say
come
that?
from a different culture, from a different religion, and we see things differently. But we seem to make it work in terms of we respect each other enough to be able to have different opinions.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually beautiful because if we as adults actually learn to do the same thing,
That's
realizing
actually a good point there.
Yeah.
realizing how simple things could be when you are all different people, all different religions. And basically, that's exactly what America's all about, the melting pot of the world. And agree to disagree. I'll learn to respect people's beliefs, opinions. Learn to understand that just because they don't think on the same wavelength as you, maybe sometimes you may ask them why, and you may actually even learn something.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's actually a step where we can say our youth is ahead of us a lot of times.
Well, they're definitely more advanced than us with all the technology.
I would say so.
But on the other hand, I remember when I was young, politics was the furthest thing from my mind. I remember when Reagan was president, and everybody likes Reagan, I could care less, I'll be honest with you. All I wanted is, I was probably 13, 14 years old. All I cared about is make a few dollars, and I met my girlfriend,
But I'm good.
which is my wife now. And
And he spent money because of me, so he had to work hard, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting
but
at?
you know what? With the age, and I guess just because you kind of start
I also
realizing,
think, Boris, what you're saying is not too far from where you have that borderline. And back then we didn't have liberals. Today's liberals are not the same as Sammy's friends. These are all either college educated or hardworking professionals.
okay,
They're youth, but they're the professional youth. They're making money, they have jobs, they have responsibilities. And the most important thing, most of these kids, almost all of you guys,
Yeah.
and we know personally, you have the background of a solid family
Foundation.
respect,
Right.
exactly,
Yeah.
foundation, which is, and I wonder if you agree with me, which is not something that most people, us the Americans, and I'm
Yeah.
going to call you American too.
I'm American. I was
You're a
born and raised
citizen.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
I was born and
And
raised
you
here.
were exactly just like our daughter.
Yeah.
But we still brought the old world values that we were taught
Yeah.
to our children, just like your parents did
Well, I
with
mean,
you.
even though I was born, there's four of us. I am the third in my family. I have a brother who's 7 years older. I have a sister who's 8 years older. I'm 29, and I have a sister who's also 3 years younger. All of us from day one were taught Arabic. I can read, write, and speak Arabic.
see, our daughter does.
Yeah, and even to this day, like even though my parents have been in this country for 40 years, they've been here since '79. They're both fluent in English. They both can read and speak English very well. To this day, pick up the phone, Arabic at home, Arabic in public,
Right.
Arabic, only Arabic with the parents.
It's like,
And
but that's the same thing.
And that's a
with
respect
Russian.
to the culture of where we're from and
Right.
to who we are. It's again, even though we are born here, it's a big part of our identity of
But
what
it's
makes us who we are.
respecting your culture.
Exactly. And, because of that early foundation, it made it really easy for me to learn a couple different languages. I'm almost fluent in 4, thankfully, now, but it gives me an advantage that most people these days don't have.
Plus,
Right.
being more educated and knowing more languages, you're open to getting more
Different
information.
ideas and different...
But let's say you know, being from the Muslim religion,
Correct.
how people react to you.
Correct.
At the same time, these people that understand you
Mhm.
and your religion,
Yeah.
and you see other people attacking Russians because they're Russian,
Yeah.
or
Because
Chinese,
Russian, Putin
yeah.
is bad, so
Exactly.
Russians
All
are
Russians,
bad.
like
Ukrainians
Russians
are bad.
Yeah.
Or, so you
Now
are
what goes
more.
on in Iran, I'm sorry if I'm
Exactly.
interrupting, that means Muslim people are bad.
Exactly.
Well, it's
I
not
was
just-
born
yeah.
also
Yeah.
in Baku.
And then
Baku is a
Korean
predominantly
people.
Muslim country as well, yeah.
So every culture can be bad because someone doesn't know it.
Look
And
at the
that's where
Democrats.
There you go.
in America,
And that's
right?
where I'm getting at, because why is it so easy for the left, for the Democratic Party,
Okay.
to convince a whole huge culture of youth that all of us at this table can be bad? I'm from Ukraine.
Yep.
Boris is from Azerbaijan. You're from. We are good people.
Yep.
We're American citizens. We believe in good values. We believe in
Just
the family
because you like Donald
unit.
Trump, you're bad.
And that's exactly
You
where
know
I'm
what I
getting
heard
at.
today?
So it's easy
I
for
got-
them. Wait,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
easy
You-
for
She'll
them.
never let me talk.
It's easy for them to convince people your age that are not educated
Mhm.
that we are bad.
Not educated because not involved in the news. That's all. It's not because not educated.
No,
We're
no, no,
talking
no, no.
about-
Today's news is exactly what Sammy said. They show you what they want you to.
There's an agenda in today's news. I mean,
So it's not
On
the
both sides,
news. It's not the news that's the problem here. It's the culture, the family unit, the culture of the neighborhoods, of the communities that actually are not communicating properly to their own people.
and I think it should start with like a basic respect to one's own parents. Like I see the way some of these kids these days talk to their parents. You know, how are you going to learn from this person that gave birth to you and gave you a home and gave you a household? How are you going to learn from them if you don't have the respect to just listen to them?
There
You
you
know, right away,
Absolutely.
you know, kids these days have, you know, if I talk the way these kids talk to their parents, I get a backhand to the face.
There you go. I totally believe. I was
And-
not only punished, I was slapped.
Yeah, and
I think that
and
was a good thing.
I knew when I did something wrong, I had it coming to me,
Exactly.
and you know, in turn made me a good person. I like to think. You know, I think my parents
I
were,
definitely think so.
were very hard on me.
Exactly.
And
I know I've
gave
known
me a
you
good set
for
of
a while.
values.
Maybe we're not so because of the age.
We have a, yeah,
But we have a certain respect,
For each
mutual
other, of course.
respect, and I respect you a lot.
and I respect you in turn.
Thank you. Now we got that said.
I just
Well,
wish.
that's why you're here.
Exactly right. Of course.
I just wish more people, and I'm not talking about the youth now, more adults would actually start inquiring about other cultures that are in America, that are American citizens, that brought good values to this country, and actually not only brought good values to this country, but kept them here in their homes, in their family units.
Yeah.
And also, it's another way of thinking because in Europe, in Russia, in other countries, respect for education was totally different too. You could not come to your parents and say, "This asshole teacher of mine gave me too much homework."
Of course not.
Because our parents would say, "What do you mean too much? Then they didn't give you enough.
Exactly.
Go sit and do it." And this is where we lose our youth.
Well-
when professors, when teachers
When they
start,
became the enemy.
there you go.
When
But
teachers
you know
became
what?
the enemy.
Nowadays, Diane, you see that what children is being taught in school. They
And that's
basically erase
indoctrination.
history. They kind of brainwash them.
Mhm.
You know, that's another thing that sometimes I agree with you. It should always start at home, because parents they do know better,
Of course.
especially that they live their life.
course.
That they don't want bad for
And-
you. It's always
I'll admit, growing up, sometimes my parents, you know, a good example of this is the piano. All four of us were always not forced to play the piano, but strongly instructed to do so.
Right.
Put it that way. We had, you know, piano at home. We all had piano lessons that were paid for by my dad, and every day we were forced to sit down for 30 minutes to practice the piano, and you had to practice. For me, that was the worst 30 minutes of the day.
I
I couldn't
agree.
stand it.
I
hated it. And for the first 18 years of my life, every day I had that piano lesson. When I turned 18, I was like, I'm 18, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm done. I'm out.
now you're
Now I regret
old
it.
enough.
Now I
Now you
regret it.
regret it.
No, I'm just like,
There you go.
it's almost as if they knew what they were doing. It's
Yeah.
almost as if my parents, you know, had this
We
But
experience.
have
even-
something in common. My mom was a piano teacher. She was
Yeah.
actually at the end. Before we left Russia, she was
Yeah.
already a dean. So she
Yeah.
always had students to come home and piano. She always wanted to teach me, and I always wanted to go out and play soccer,
Yeah,
play with the boys.
Yeah.
And now I regret
yeah.
because it's such a nice thing to come.
Such a
and-
beautiful instrument. Be able to sit
instrument,
down
and it's just
And I have to
why
say,
not?
from a woman's point of view, Sammy,
Yeah,
to be a woman and having a guy sit down and play the piano for you is a very, very special moment.
yeah.
Yes.
And like you said, it's a beautiful instrument,
Mhm.
and it's not something everyone knows how to do or do well.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, music, any kind of sport or activity or music, it teaches you respect for something other than games.
No, plus
And,
it keeps you
yeah.
occupied and keeps
And it
you
keeps you
off the
focused.
trouble.
It
Off the
definitely,
trouble.
it definitely stimulates your mind activity because you know, even now when I still sneak away to play without my parents' knowledge because you know I can't admit that I'm wrong.
Love it.
It's it's great because it's for that 15 or 20 minutes I'm still playing for myself. It is, honestly, it's bliss. I get to just turn off up here and just me and the instrument in front of me, and whatever comes out, comes out. And, I wish I had more time to do it. I wish I had more.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
With all the things you hated growing up,
Okay.
now knowing how bright your parents are, even though you were born here,
Yeah.
you're as American as it gets.
Yeah.
If you were to start your family tomorrow, would you sit down with your father and say, thank you for raising me with the proper values?
Oh, I sit down even today without even starting a family because if I can. So my dad came to this country in the 70s. He came with maybe $400 in his back pocket. He started a career. It wasn't the first one that he started.
What country passed?
Syria.
Syria. So,
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, we're all Arab. We're all the same. He came to this country, no money. Had a pregnant wife, and they started out in Florida. My sister was born in '82, and then my brother was born in '83. Couple different career paths. My dad found one that stuck, and was able to not only put all four of us through college. We put all four of us through college without having wanted for anything. Anything we wanted, we had presented to us. Vacations every summer. To be able to do a quarter of what my dad did for us, to my family, honestly, be amazing because I lived a privileged life. I'm not gonna deny it.
And like you said, he came here with $400.
Yeah.
It just shows in America it's a land of immigrants.
And the thing
you
is,
can achieve whatever you want.
You just gotta
we're
put in
all
the effort.
sitting here,
You
three
also-
immigrants whose parents came here illegally, built a life without any kind of help from the government,
Right.
knowing what an American dream is.
Yeah.
Raising kids that are professionals, that are educated, that have family values to this day, with a liberal generation on the ground.
Sam, I want to ask you something. I remember we had that kind of conversation on before, and you mentioned that I think your uncle or somebody was very high up.
My grandfather.
Your
My
grandfather.
maternal grandfather.
Right, and he was a
He was a very prominent man in the Syrian government.
Right,
Yes.
right. And even with that, your parents decided to come here.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
They still felt. I'm sure they had good connections. They could live a good life.
I mean, yeah. If it's a whole different lifestyle for us over there, but we're here because.
Can I ask you? I know we left
Okay.
because Russia was communist.
Yeah.
And it was bad. And my father said, Boris, in order to survive,
Mhm.
I don't want you to live through what I had left.
Yeah.
And it's better life in America.
Yeah.
Back then it was Israel, but we decided to come to America.
US,
and
yeah.
the reason we could live, because you're Jewish, you could only live back then because we said we could not practice our religion.
Yeah.
So that was
But that
our,
was true.
our excuse.
Asylum. Yeah.
Yeah, that was our excuse. Can I ask you the reason why? Because Syria was not a communist country.
No.
But why?
So, because of my grandfather being who he was in the
Mhm.
government, he didn't approve of my mom's choice of my dad. He thought my dad was considered of the lower social class in
I see.
Syria. So my parents were like, they weren't going to stick around to find out what he had in mind, so they wanted to be together, so they left. They eloped.
I see. Well,
And this is the beauty of immigration, because what makes us different than any regular American, and again, not to
Yeah.
be offensive,
No.
American, I mean like you, like our kids.
Of course.
Even us, we weren't like our parents.
Yeah.
These people had such an amazing quality in them of strength and belief that they will survive
Mhm.
in a country where most of them didn't learn the language, didn't
Yeah.
have any money,
Yeah.
didn't know where they're going or what's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that. now.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Go to a different
Our
country
kids
with nothing
probably
and
would-
start all over.
Exactly. This is something that people need to understand.
But,
And-
I mean, sorry to interrupt, but
No, no,
what
no, no.
Boris said, I feel like now it's a little easier with the technology that we have, and like the internet in our hands.
Right.
You know,
Plus,
how-
you can transfer money.
Not only transfer money, you can translate language.
Right,
You
right,
can
right,
you can
right.
speak into your phone and it'll spit out whatever language
Good
you want
point.
to spit out.
See, this is what young
So
Yeah.
nowadays,
I still-
I would argue it's a little easier. You can
Yeah.
pick up and go to any country, and you can still look up, what to do, where to do,
Right.
how to do.
But the sad part is, you have people like your parents, like our parents that came here, coming here with nothing, fighting for what they have, and becoming great citizens, homeowners, business owners, providing work to other people,
Yeah.
Paying
and then you
taxes.
have paying taxes. And then you have the immigrants that are crossing borders, bringing fentanyl to our kids. And we have people dying, you know, Sammy.
Yeah.
Every other week at somebody's kid's funeral. We have people being killed in New York by MS-13 gangs.
Yep.
And we're supposed to feel sorry for the gangs, not the people that are killed. And that's the problem with America. We forgot what right was and what wrong was.
I agree. It's become clouded.
And that needs to be said for the amount of, and I want to call it nothing else but guts that our parents had to come to a
I
strange
guess it
country.
was so bad enough that they had no choice. They didn't see any way other for their children.
Yeah.
Because what my parents are telling me, they did it for me and my brother.
Yeah.
Mostly. My dad said, listen, we had everything we wanted. We could have, but we have children.
Yeah.
And I believe him.
Yeah.
I have to ask this.
Yes.
Sure.
And please give me your honest opinion. Nobody judges.
No problem.
What do you think of our president?
I have no opinion. To be completely honest with you.
That's fair enough.
In terms of the American policies, yeah, I would say things have definitely improved.
Improve what? You mean like economically?
Economically, and there's definitely
You can see that? You can tell?
yeah, and there's definitely a bigger job market, and there's definitely
Okay.
more people at work, and that's definitely a good
So
thing.
that's already a plus.
But
Mm-hmm.
for me, the more important thing is foreign policy.
Okay.
That's as per the status quo where it comes to foreign matters to me. Nothing's changed in the last 20 years between the U.S. and the rest of the world, and it's
You
also
don't see things are changing?
well.
I mean, it could be worse or bad, but you don't see it changing?
We're still on the same path. It might be changing, but we're not changing the path that we're on. So the U.S. foreign policy, in terms of, let's say, for example, the Middle East, where I'm from,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we have a certain mindset of how the Middle East should be. It's not working.
For Middle East or
For
for
Middle
America?
East.
Okay.
Oh, and for America, you can argue. I mean, we still have Marines and soldiers that are fighting over there, that are dying, and we're dumping God knows how much money into a military that's fighting this war. How long we've been in Iraq for? What, 2003? I think we started.
Yeah.
So what, 17 years
Right.
now?
Yeah.
It's the second Vietnam.
Yeah.
But that's something he wants to bring people from.
He
Correct,
said that,
but he said that going into office. But now, what? How many soldiers did they send over there now?
Yeah, but they sent over soldiers because of what's going on.
Correct.
Well, the
And I
one-
have to agree with you to
Yeah.
a certain point. I just personally, my opinion on this would be, if we look at the overall picture, how much success he's brought to the country, I see it as the first thing he did was build the military so we have strength to
Okay.
protect our country.
Okay.
Then he started negotiating with other countries.
like a businessman.
Then
Not like politicians.
Exactly. Then he started getting attacked. Then he started getting impeached. Throughout everything that's been happening,
Yeah.
his focus, even though he did a great job with one hand tied behind the back, he did a great job to succeed where he did. But can we honestly blame him for not being as successful as the three last administrations was in the barely 3 years that he's been in office and attacked from the minute he got elected?
I wouldn't say he hasn't been successful, but when you say the past three administrations, what are the criteria that we're basing the success on?
They weren't literally, for me, I don't think the past three administrations were successful in anything.
That's why I'm asking the
So
criteria.
he needs to clean up,
Mhm.
like we say, clean house before we actually start decorating.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we need to focus more on what's going on inside of this country before we focus on what's going on in other countries.
But I think this is kind of what he's doing. But because America is such a superpower, people always, and they're used to America gives money to Ukraine, America gives money to this country, to that. He came in and said, listen, if we're even United Nations,
Yeah.
he said, why does America has to give the most?
Yeah.
We should keep it. What does the whole country do for us?
Nothing.
And again,
It's
I'm
not me
trying-
drinking, guys, it's our dog. Just making it clear.
and it's not trying to change anybody's
Yeah.
mind. We're just
Yeah.
talking, having kind of
No, of course.
conversation. I just want to be honest with you. And this is what me and Diane, we see that he's doing. Like I
Okay.
said, I don't know what kind of man he is.
Yeah.
Whatever father or whatever, but he shows his children are very well behaved and all, so he did something.
Respectful.
Yeah.
I just judge from what I see as a president.
Yeah.
He's he's not a politician.
No.
And what the thing that he said, and I do agree with you, that he said he wants to bring all the troops. We don't need to fight wars that not needed to be fought.
Correct.
But and I said that yesterday. Whatever happened in Iran,
Yeah.
he took out head of the whole military, basically. What they're
One of the
saying, I
commanders,
agree
yeah,
with
for
you.
sure. Yeah.
One side saying another. We
Yeah.
maybe do not know the truth. We can judge from our
From what we see.
standpoint.
Yeah.
And what was my? I had a Biden moment. I forgot.
There you go.
What
We
I was
call
gonna
him
I
say.
got the right name.
It's not Biden anymore. It's Biden.
Okay.
That's one step in the right direction.
Okay. So, but the only thing what I have to do, since the way I see it, yeah, I do like Donald Trump. I do believe what he's saying, but he's our president. He was elected,
I agree.
and if he chose to do that, I have to go with him because
We
I
put him
do
in
believe.
office.
We'll see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you.
Okay.
I love Donald Trump. I believe in him. But I don't believe we elected him because we love him.
No,
I
we elected
personally
him
think
because
we
he's not
elected
a
him.
politician.
I think that.
Now, I think, and personally for me, out of all the choices that we
It
had,
was the least worst.
exactly.
He was
And-
the lesser of two evils. Was
yeah,
what we had.
because when we picked him, we didn't know how good he was going to be. We honestly didn't know. He was the lead. He was the best of the worst.
Yeah.
And now, seeing his accomplishments, voting this year for me is going to be totally different.
Right.
Because I'm
It'll be the
basing
same.
it on the accomplishments that he's proven.
Right.
With that said, look at who else we have on the arena. Their
Not
main exactly their main goal is to get him out of the office. They're actually campaigning on it.
This is what I was gonna say. I actually saw on MSNBC today because I watch CNN and
Yeah.
everything, and one of their people that they invite, also politicians, Democrat, he said, yes, maybe it was a good decision what he did as far as killing
Yeah.
Sal.
I know his first name is Qasim.
Yeah, Soleimani.
Soleimani.
Soleimani, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Killing him. But
Yeah.
we still have a wrong person as commander-in-chief. So
There you
what
go.
the message is, he thinks he did the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
but he's still a wrong person for the office. It just shows that people hate him not for
It's-
what he does.
exactly, it's very
they cannot
hypocritical.
agree good with.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
hate him as a person because he stands in the way
Yeah.
of them being. I'll say the truth, lining their own pockets and doing everything for their interest, just like they abuse him, and just like they say what he does. He
Well,
gives-
basically, what you're saying, Boris, is they don't like him for doing as he promised when he was
but
elected,
they keep on
draining
saying-
the swamp. Because right now, who would know about the Kerry's involvement? Who would know about the Biden involvement?
Exactly. In
Who would
Ukraine,
know about
the China, how
Clinton
much
and Biden?
business we lost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody
This is
even
exactly
can
what we were
comprehend
talking about.
how much money went into our government from all these countries, and how
How
much,
much business
of the
America
tax,
lost.
Yeah.
China, look.
and how much of the tax dollars from us, the citizens,
That were being filtered
that were
away.
being filtered away
Yeah.
to line back, coming back to American
Side by side
pockets of
politicians,
our
yeah.
politicians.
Yeah. Can I take a tangent?
Yes.
Please.
So you said something a minute ago that it was a good thing we killed Soleimani.
I don't know if it was a good thing. From what I hear, could be, but I want to hear your take. I don't know. Time will show.
So what do you guys know about what Soleimani did and what he
Only what I hear in
the
the
news?
news. Yes.
and I think it's a little bit of an issue because
Please.
I hear
Like,
something
please.
completely different.
Please.
from
This is exactly what we
from
want
my
our
parents'
audience to know.
So yes, he was a commander in the Iranian military, and yes, he was in Iraq fighting against different militias and that kind of stuff. But these militias, so Iraq before was, let's go back now a couple of years. So Iraq before was led by Saddam Hussein.
Uh-huh.
Saddam Hussein, yes, he was a terrible person. He was a very indecent human being, and he killed a lot of people. But he kept this fractured people as one. He kept the country running
Right.
as one unit.
Agree.
And we actually even talked about
Agree.
exactly that thing.
So
He had respect,
Yes.
and the country was in order.
yes, I mean he had I would say more fear rather than respect. People feared him, and he was someone to be feared.
And honestly, I don't think he created a threat to this country.
I don't think so either.
I agree with you.
The one thing he didn't do was allow America to build bases inside Iraq.
Okay.
And that didn't
That's
pan
his
out.
house.
Yes. So we don't like him. Let's take him out. We want democracy in Iraq. Now we brought democracy to Iraq. We have 5 or 6 different factions that claim that they're the rightful rulers of this land and has no rulers now. These factions are being funded by outside nations to fight for their agendas. Soleimani just happened to be one of these nations. Iran just wanted to, from what we understand, wanted to reestablish order in this failed country. Iraq now is considered a failed country. So, yeah, he might have fought against the Americans, but he also fought against ISIS. He also fought against different terrorist groups like Al Qaeda and Daesh and all them. Why did we take him out?
Well, that's not what we hear.
Yeah.
Because we're made to believe, and I'm not saying this information for sure, because this is exactly.
Yeah.
We're made to believe these organizations.
Yeah.
He was the founder of.
No.
He was.
Yeah.
So this is not the truth. Like what they're saying, he actually helped to put, or he was one of the students of the guy that invented Hezbollah. And from what we know,
so
Hezbollah is the first threat to Israel. That's one
Hezbollah
thing.
and Israel definitely
You know
butt
what I
heads.
mean?
Agreed.
So this is the thing.
But-
And let me just
Go ahead.
finish my thought, and please, I want to hear
Okay.
your story.
Go ahead.
And again, I agree with you on some things, but then again, when I watch the news and I hear "Death to America," people are screaming that.
Yeah.
You know what? That kind of makes my blood boil, because
Instills
I don't
a
walk
certain
around
feeling.
and I don't scream, "Death to Iran" or
But-
Iraq. No, I mind my own business.
Put yourself in the shoes of these people that are screaming death to America. They're in their countries minding their own business, and they're being shelled by missiles and drones and nonsense up in the air, and that's the America they know,
You have a point.
right?
And then
If-
there's
if
some
you're-
people come here, let's say like Ilan Omar from Somalia,
Yeah.
she came to this country and she's waving Rashida Tlaib,
Yeah.
and they're waving a flag and they want to bring here Sharia law and they want to do these things.
That's
You know
not
what I
right
mean?
either.
This is the mindset that we have, and
Yeah.
I don't agree
Yeah.
with that.
So back to Hezbollah. So Hassan Nasrallah is the person who leads Hezbollah.
Okay.
America paints him as a terrorist. America
Right.
views him as a terrorist. Hezbollah is a terrorist group. They're anti-Israel, which is true, but I don't think he's a terrorist. I don't think Hezbollah is a terrorist group. I think he's fighting for what he thinks is right in Lebanon.
Well, of course, he must, otherwise he wouldn't fight.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this then. If you go back to Syria
Yes.
as American,
Yes.
how would you be looked at?
I only go back as an American.
Right.
I have an American passport. I have an.
Well, he's American.
Right.
He was born here.
That's what I mean. When you go back, how do people because
So-
we're talking about, we want to know what normal. I mean, politicians. I see.
So back in 2008, when my sister got married, we had the wedding in Syria.
Mm-hmm.
My sister was born and raised here. She has friends that are Americans, and they were going to go to Syria for this wedding.
Right.
The one friend, she was Jewish. I went to Lormorland. Lormorland's predominantly a Jewish school. All of them were Lormorland. Her father wanted to veto her trip. Her father said, "You're not going to this Arab country.
Right.
I don't think it's safe for you to go. I don't think it's safe for you to be in a place where you're going to be surrounded by so many,
Right.
people of a different culture. You don't know what you're walking into. That's the kind of stuff he was telling her.
Right.
My dad, my sister and this girl have been friends for 20 years at this point. And my parents, her parents, they have mutual respect for each other. My dad personally went to their house and sat him down and was like, "Listen, she'll be under my watch. And, when she's at my house,
Right.
she's treated with respect. And you guys have trusted her with me. And I'm going to make sure that my eye is on her the whole time she's in Syria." Under that pretense, her father let her come.
Okay.
She was there for 10 days.
Okay.
From the stories she told her father when she came back, her father wants to visit Syria now.
See, this is the mindset
And
of
this is
regular
exactly
people.
what we were talking about. If people would hear from real people
Yeah.
that actually live this life,
Right.
not what the politicians want us to believe, we would not have the liberal mentality. Neither the adults nor the
Absolutely.
kids. We are being taught to hate. We are being taught to disrespect something we don't know. Instead of learn about it, appreciate it, and respect it. And I think, Sammy, this is exactly the thing that's the problem. You hit the nail on the head. Your father brought you to a mentality where you know right from wrong. When other people your age have no idea, don't want to know, and have formed an opinion based on what they think they heard someone say.
Yeah, and it's not even a reputable source that they're hearing at
There
this
you
point.
go.
It's just through whatever means it reached them.
Yeah.
They don't take the time to verify the integrity of the information that they're receiving. And I think that's something
That's
that
for
you
sure.
should
Whatever
definitely
it
do.
is media,
It doesn't
and like
matter.
we know,
Yeah.
sometimes media it's fake news.
Agreed.
So the whole
So-
point of this is we as a generation of Americans who are seeing history being made, we need to understand that without information, without education, based on any topic, any belief, any kind of understanding of what your neighbor, what your friend, what your community is experiencing being any kind of citizen, whether it's a citizen that has been born here, whether it's a citizen like me and Boris, children of immigrants,
Sammy?
whether it's Sammy was born here, he's totally
Okay, I'm
different.
sorry.
He's sort of, and again, I'm not disrespecting,
Right,
but
right.
No disrespect.
you still have the good values that
But
are,
you were born
Yeah.
here. I've seen some of life in Russia. I was 12 when I came here.
Yeah.
and our parents who came here as full grown adults with that carrying that responsibility on their shoulders, knowing what it took them to come to this country, believe in this country's values, opportunities, and what the American dream really meant to them. I think this is what we should take away. And when we actually watch this live feed and watch it, the flashbacks with your friends, with your family, with your kids, take a note on not only what you can tell them, but what you can be asked by them. And take something away from this, having two generations here at the table that are American, that are Ukrainian, well, from Ukraine, from Azerbaijan, with different kind of
Muslim, Jewish, Christian.
lifestyle,
We have a
different
lot of Christian
lifestyle,
friends.
Yeah.
different lifestyle, different age bracket, different. I mean, it's totally opposite of what we all are.
But you're
So-
still able to come together
Exactly.
and have a conversation with
Exactly.
respect for each other.
Exactly.
And leave the table as friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You finished my sentence. I love you.
But
And
I
this
wanna
is what
say,
good kids
I
do.
love exactly. I love what Sammy said, and this is honest. He likes our president because I love our president. He brought the economy. Economy is better, business is better, and this is what's important.
Yeah.
And what I'd like you to do,
Yeah.
I hope, next time when you talk to your friends,
Okay.
ask them what they think.
I'll bring it up. We'll see what happens.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
I'm
I'd
just
like to hear,
curious
and,
too now.
and you
We'll
can
see what
plant
happens.
the seed. At least, how's your business?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this is the awareness that we've tried to create. We don't want to brainwash anybody.
Yeah.
But we should stand on good points and bad points.
Yes.
So far,
And
to me,
yeah, I was just gonna say.
everything, and our listeners, our patriots know how I think.
Mhm.
But we always try to give them,
Both
educate,
sides, yeah.
just to be aware
I
of
always
everything
say
that's
we
going
never
on.
want to convert. We
No.
want to give you enough information to make an educated opinion.
And that's how it should be.
And we ask also people, even the other side, the
Yeah.
Democrats, please give us a
A reason.
debate, give
Yeah.
us a reason.
Yeah.
But most of the time, to be honest with you, they never come up, they never give us facts.
Except he's a
Empty-handed.
bad
They
man.
start fighting,
Yeah.
they
He's
start
a bad
bad mouthing,
And they get
and
loud.
they stop. That's it. That's all they do.
Yeah.
So that's why it kind of,
Yeah.
and I learned not to argue, just give
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand facts, if you don't see
You're
it,
not gonna
just
understand anything.
exactly, just
Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah.
And I think
So
with that said,
I think this was a great,
amazing.
great education for a lot of us,
Well,
even
thanks,
us.
Sammy. Yes,
Of course.
yes, absolutely. I've
Everybody, thank you for coming and
Sammy,
watching.
thank you
you
so
for having
much.
us.
Thank you,
No problem at all.
appreciate it for taking your time.
No problem
DMB
at all.
and AU4A and Sammy, you were a great guest, and
No problem.
I know so many people are going to get a lot of information, and I think you just opened a lot of people's eyes
And
onto
if
exactly
you don't
what
mind,
we're
maybe
talking
a month or 2 months later, but whenever you're ready, would like to hear
Yeah.
when you come back, when you happen to talk to your friends, what's
Yeah.
your take?
We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
And we'll see what goes
Of
on
course.
the wall.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
You got it, boys.